All right, so super stoked to have you guys here. We're going to talk about, water sports. We're going to talk about some of our feature updates that we released, and try to wrap that all into like how to get set up and to kill it in 2025. We want to help you do that. We're hoping you, as well as all water sports and the businesses, the partners we're involved with, the whole industry, we really want to see it, crush it. That's our niche. So we kind of want to kick this. We're going to be doing this monthly. So if you have ideas or comment suggestions, please don't hesitate to either drop them in here right now or send me an email later. We're going to be doing this monthly, like I said. So I want to do stuff that benefits you guys, and teaches you things. So keep that in mind as we're going through this. And again, this is supposed to be pretty casual. If you guys know me, I'm a pretty casual dude. I'm happy to chat. I want you guys to, throw questions in there, chat, stop me if you need to. And then at the end of the webinar, we're going to have a Q&A session, and our CEO, Greg's going to be here. So you can ask him questions as well, which will be really cool. And obviously ask me questions. And throughout the webinar, I'm going to be mentioning, get in touch with us, reach out to support, reach out to me, reach out to our team, because that's a critical thing before the season to get organized. So let's hop into it. Actually, hold on. Before we get started, I wanted to mention that, we got to be in there. There we go. I wanted to mention this because it's you and your team's hard work, expertise, and dedication that provide your customers with an awesome and safe experience in the water. So that is just an incredibly important thing to mention, right? Like, you can leverage our technology, and we want to help you with that. We want to help you, leverage our team. But it's the boots on the ground, hard work, and the experience that your interaction, your employees' interaction with the customers, that really is going to be the crux of your business. And so, I just want to tip the hat to everyone, all the operators out there that bust their ass and really provide that awesome experience. That's the whole point of this, right? That's why everyone's doing this. So just keep that in mind and pat yourself in the back, and then we're here, we understand that, right? So we're here to help you, leverage our technology, leverage our team to support your already hard work. So yeah, I wanted to mention that because it's incredibly important. Good old customer service goes a long way, and hard work as well. So I organized this basically. I'm going to start. I'm going to go over some updates and features that we've released, but I'm going to do it through kind of like real world discussions about, how to get ready for the season, get your business organized, and obviously your digital stuff using WaveRez. So, whether you're like a seasoned operator or you're brand new or what have you, there should be at least a couple tidbits in here that are going to, should get your brain moving, get your brain working. And so you can kind of pop in and, I don't assume that you're going to use everything in this, but if there's a couple pieces of actionable content that you can take away, then that's the point of this. So we're going to hop right in here. I'm going to start with the basics. Check your content on your booking portal, right? So it's pretty darn easy to set up your listings or have your listings set up for you. Get some bookings, get running, your images are in there, etc. And then you kind of just forget about it. And then, in 6 months, you haven't checked them, right? So now is the perfect time to go look at your listings and literally look through them. Like, is there spelling mistakes? Is the content still relevant? Did something change with my business? Did something change with my boat, with a specific trip? Are there details that are missing or details that aren't relevant anymore? Like, did your parking lot change? Stuff like random stuff. Just go through and read through each listing and, spend a half an hour to an hour and go read through it. Because I guarantee you're going to find something like, that's stupid, I should change that. And then, and then while you're doing that, look at the format, right? So we want to make sure that, we have this format in WaveRez. We set up the booking portal like this so it converts well. It's like, you're going to have your title, you're going to have your imagery, you're going to have this, salesy blurb here, and activity details or activity highlights, and your cancellation policy, and your departure location. All this stuff is organized so that your customer can really move through the booking process smoothly. And And so you don't want a ton of content in your salesy thing. That should be a quick little, a little blurb, right? Just sell the product. And then, your activity highlights should just be, just the bullet points of what it is, or, your details. Then you're going to get into the nitty gritty. So of all the actual stuff that you want. And so reach out to us if you want help with this or you have questions around this, because it's basic blocking tackling stuff, but it really does help with like having your customer move through the process, see stuff, understand what's the details are. It's going to help you in the back end, because when they get there, they're going to already know. And it's going to help ultimately convert your customer into a paying customer of your business. And like, so something where it's like the title, right? You like, just as an example, is like, this is 9.9 mini powerboat rental, right? Pretty obvious. It's small and it has two people, and the main picture is pretty clear. So that title is probably fine. But for like a pontoon boat, you don't just want pontoon boat rental, you know what I mean? Or 20-foot pontoon boat rental. You might want to add the amount of passengers or what have you. So think about your titles and the descriptions around that. And then think about your content, make sure there's no spelling, make sure there's issues, the stuff is formatted right. We can help you with that. And look through your schedules, etc. So just basic stuff, not big brain stuff, but look through it. That's like my first thing. And then if you need, if you're having trouble like with writing, like pop it into AI or something, use ChatGPT to kind of condense your sentences, make it cleaner, or just have it look at the page and suggest something. Just easy stuff to do, but like, well worth it. Oh, and Tammy, thank you I'm going to have this, for anyone who wasn't here earlier, I'm going to have an email sent out with kind of the bullet points and the stuff that I'm going over right now. And like your cancellation policy, you want it to be concise, organized, and clean, and so some people will have like this whole thing there, and, whether you want breaks in it or bullet points or what have you, or just shorten it. These are small things, but you can go through in probably an hour or two, look at all your listings, and then rebuild them, or re-edit them as needed. So that's kind of initially first thing. Second thing with listings is like, while you're doing that, is there content? Like I said, is there stuff that you need to change because, your parking lot moved from here to here, or, there's not a specific detail around a product that you forgot to add. Just go look through it, double check, make sure everything is right, and freshen anything up that needs freshening up or needs changing. So we'll talk about images there as well. We all know about images. Everyone, knows you want good images, etc., that represent the product and have, they show the people doing fun things, etc. So just be honest with yourself. Look over your images. Make sure they're good. Did your boat change color? Is there some other thing that you could change? Like maybe you want to change the main image or something. Do you have new images, etc.? Think about that briefly, and upload some new images if that's the case, because good images sell product, period. So that's another thing to think about with your listings. And again, as with this whole webinar, is like, now is the time to do this, is before the season gets going, because when the season's started, you're not going to have time, period. And that goes for everything that I'm going to talk about today. So with that being said, talking about images, we added a new feature where you can have categories now. So this is a cool new feature. You can have categories on the main page of your booking portal. So if you're an operator that has quite a few different product types, you can set it up now to have, jet ski rentals, tours, pontoon boat rentals, kayaks, and excursions, or what have you. And you can have these delineate where your customer goes. So versus just, going to the product page that has all the stuff. So it's obviously not going to be relevant for everyone, but if you do have a bunch of products, then this might be something you want to consider to set it up and really allow, your customers to be able to navigate easily into a product category. And it's super easy to set up. You just go into, I have it over here. System setup, configurations. booking portal settings, and then you just use categories feature, and then you add the categories, and then you add the images for it. So very simple. If you want help, just again, reach out. Everything I'm going to say in this thing is reach out to us, reach out to us. So that's great. So another cool feature that we just released, and this is, I'm segueing this from images, is the ability to have images on your options. Let's see, let me go to one. So, let me see here. Let me grab one of these. So we have added this ability to have these little mini images on the booking portal for your options, both for the overall option and like the individual ones. And this is really, in my opinion, pretty neat. Like LilyPad is probably like one of the main, like, okay, like it sells it, right? Their kids are having fun, like they see that, and then they can go and, purchase that, versus like, if you don't have this, it's just, it's just text, right? And so you can see this, like obviously someone's still going to read this most likely, but this really allows them to just visually see it. And one of the things I like to note is like one of our partners has set this up where, it's like you wouldn't think you would have an image for your damage protection plan or your trip protection plan or whatever. Obviously, like your cooler rental, it makes a lot of sense because you can visualize it. But these things are kind of nice because it's just like it cues someone's eye in visual cue. And even like this little like red cutoff is just it. People know exactly what that is visually instead of having to read a bunch of text, which is, you have to have the text there because people need to get the description, but it's nice to have these little images as well. And so I just want to say, like, if you are thinking about this, obviously these have been custom built or whatever, and you can, and I don't know if if you have an Art Connect or whatever, but just reach out to us, and if you have ideas around this, reach out to us. We're happy to talk to you about like what we think can benefit from images, the ideas around it, etc. Because this is something that's really easy to implement, and I think is going to move the needle from a conversion perspective, especially for like add-ons like this. Cool. And again, just throw any questions or anything, just throw them in the chat or whatever. I'm going to be kind of running along, but feel free to throw a question in the chat if you have it, and or for the end of the webinar as well. Okay, so let's just stay on the options subject here. So obviously important, right? Look at your listings and look at your listing options. Do you have them? Are you utilizing them to the most? I'm assuming most people know about damage protection and trip protection and all that stuff. And that's pretty, we've discussed that a lot, so I won't harp on that too much. But if you don't have that set up or want to know more about it, just reach out to me and we can discuss it. It's one of those things where we can build it out pretty quickly, set it up. If it works, awesome. You're going to get some extra revenue. If it doesn't work, we can just turn it off. So none of this stuff is like a finality situation, and everything can be tested. And I encourage that going forward and doing it before the season so you can get everything organized and you're not kind of back and forthing in the season. But yeah, so options, like you obviously want to have them if they make sense for your business. We do paid options. We do, obviously just the basic stuff where you need to have something selected. And then the new feature that we've just released is you can have a pre-selected option. So if you go here, you can see I have this damage plan pre-selected. So you can have a default option, which essentially flip-flops the behavior of how your customer is interacting, where instead of them being like, oh, I need to go and choose the option, it's already chosen for them. And now they have to, think about it and then unchoose it if they don't want it, or, up choose it, because, this is like the small, medium, large type scenario where if you have damage protection, pre-select the middle of the road one, and maybe that gets their mind thinking and kind of gently guides them into converting that. But maybe they only want to do $25 or whatever. So that's really, really cool. And that's super easy to set up. You literally just go into your trips, resources, trips, and you can just select the default that you want. and that will default that option to being the one that's selected. So, you know, before the season, look over your options, make sure you have them set up and organized. And you know, is there anywhere you can kind of add value, or, you know, increase the cart, etc. But then go further and think about what could, you know, what could be defaulted. Like, obviously not everything is going to be defaulted, but yeah, exactly. There's no data yet on conversion with this, but like it's a great new option to test out and see what happens. You know, you could even run it for like 2 weeks and be like, I'm going to do this one for 2 weeks and then see if that rate is higher or not. So max is 1,000. No. This is just there's no max. This is just a example, John. There's no with regards to options, there's no specific you know, numbers around them. It's all just it's whatever you want to do. Okay. So I am going to leave listings, options, that sort of stuff, you know, just go over it, make sure you double check everything. And we're going to move on to product now. So, you know, product, what you're selling, what you're renting, etc., what you do, right? So, you know, it's pretty easy for people to just kind of get their equipment and maybe they add more or whatever, but they're not really thinking outside of the box. And with regards to like, can I do more? Can I add more? Can I do things that don't necessarily, like, I don't need to add more people, but I can just kind of have different options on my booking portal or website that drive different customers, right? So I have a example here that I came up with that's like somewhat basic, but it's just kind of, it's not meant to be like, this is what you should do. It's just meant to get the gears turning, right? So I'm going to use a smaller operator, like two pontoon boats as the baseline example, right? So they're renting the boats. They have their standard full day, half day stuff. Pretty simple, profitable, cool, great. You know, but you're competing with 20-foot pontoon boat rentals in whatever location you are. And so the competition can be pretty strong, especially on Google, with OTAs, etc. So, you know, like, great, that could be fine, but you can also potentially think of new opportunities. So one of those things is we have multi-trip functionality where you can use the same piece of equipment for 2 different trips. And so you could apply one of these boats or 2 of these boats to a whole nother trip, create a new trip, and it could be the same thing, right? Be like the same boat, different title, same schedules, etc. And all it is would be like, okay, we're going to do a bachelorette trip, right? And it's just a bachelorette rental. And you rebuild the whole product. You could even have the same schedules. You could change it up. You could price it differently. You could price it the same. But the point is, you have different imagery. You have a different title. You have different, you know, details around the thing because you're really focusing on the bachelorette stuff. Then you can have a page in your website that focuses on that. So you can have a whole other section of, you know, opportunity or what people are searching for without changing anything in your business, right? And if you wanted to, you could take it up a notch where maybe you had like a, you know, a photographer involved, or you made it more expensive and you had like you had your employees spend an extra 30 minutes of time with the bachelorette organizer to, you know, to set up the boat with, you know, with the different things that whatever bachelorette parties do. You know, so, but be thinking about stuff like that, where it's like, okay, this is the same thing. Your availability is going to be exactly the same. Everything is going to be the same, but you can drive long tail keywords to that listing, etc. You could really kind of have the potential for other, not your normal customer, to be coming to your site and booking with you. And so I think, and that's just one, you know, kind of like obvious example, but like, give me a call and yeah, exactly. Fishing, whatever you could do. There's all sorts of different things that you could do that are kind of like, you know, I had an idea where someone took pontoon rentals, pontoon boats, and painted them like monster trucks or something for kids' birthdays, or, you know, whatever. Like, that's dumb, but you could come up with many different ideas around weird little things to do that might, and they're not going to be your main seller, right? But they're going to be another potential way to differentiate yourself from the competition, which is key for thriving in this year, right? Um, so another one I thought of is like, all right, even simpler. You you don't you look at your times, look at your times, right? And you don't sell that much on Tuesdays or Wednesdays, or I don't know, go figure it out what time that you don't sell that much, or maybe it's in the mornings and your tour doesn't do that much or whatever. And then just make a new product the same as your other product, make a new product, only do it on those days, discount it, and focus it on families or focus it on something else where it's like corporate discount or family discount, etc. And that way you have, again, the title has family in it, the the content has family in it. You're really focusing on a niche of someone that's searching family stuff versus just rental or tour or what have you. So, and again, reach out to me, and I love to discuss this stuff, because it's just like racking your brain to see like what could potentially work, what could really what could move the needle, and then we can give it a shot. And you're not adding employees, you're not adding equipment, you're utilizing the same stuff. All we're doing is kind of like changing things up a little bit and allowing customers to find you in a potentially different way. And so, and then with the family, example, you would maybe discount that, right? Because it's at a time that you don't fill out. So, again, keep thinking about this. This is just to get the brain turning. So I wanted to run through a couple other feature updates. One of the cool things is, let me pull it up here. We just released the ability to remove a cutoff time when tickets are booked. So this is great for tours. So this is just a feature update. I'm not going to go too in depth with it, but like, if you have a 12 person tour going out, and you have a normal kind of 24-hour cancellation policy, which makes sense. You don't want two people booking it an hour before and you got to spin up everything. But if that boat has 7 people booked on it, you don't care if someone books it an hour before. Like, you want them to book it, right? You want to fill that thing up. So now this is on individual products. You can go in here, go to the trip, go to the schedules, and just click remove cutoff when tickets are booked. And that essentially allows someone to book, if that trip has tickets booked on it prior to the cutoff time, it'll kill that cutoff time, and you can you can book it up to the last minute, which can be really helpful depending on what products that what your type of business sells. So that's again, reach out to us if you want any more info on that. But that's a cool little new feature that we just released at the request of one of our partners. And then last but not least, with regards to like setting up your listings and whatnot, and your booking portal, is like, let me go in here, just get tracking going. It's not very fun, but we can have, where is it? We can have your booking portal, your Google Analytics 4 ID, and then a pixel code in here. So go and get those, or reach out to me if you don't know where to get them, but go and get them. We'll dump them in, and maybe you're not going to use them today, next week, next month, but just start getting that data. And I'm going to harp on that later. Just get it, because then later on, if you want it, like with Facebook stuff, you can build audiences and you can market to them. And with Google, you can just see what's happening. So it's here, go do it. And then, don't worry about it. And then we can come back to the data later. So that's something I wanted to mention as well with regards to like setting up your products. Cool. All right. Tracking. I'll talk about that too with the website stuff in a minute. Okay, rates. We're gonna go quick on the rates here. So who has their rates set up for all next year? Does everyone have their rates all set up? I'm not gonna actually make you answer that question, but I'm just wondering, because we all know the rates can come in late, 2 days before the season. It's like, here they are, put them in. So not to be mean or joking with anyone, but yeah, you really want, if you can, get your rates in there now. Like, do it as fast as you can. And don't worry, like Greg was mentioning this the other day in one of his blog posts, like don't worry or stress yourself about like, are the rates right, perfect, etc. No, it doesn't matter. Just get them in there, get your products live. And then, we can always double back and change them easily. But if you get them in there, then your products can be live. It's gonna, it's gonna help a couple things. Hopefully you get pre-bookings and you get money in the door, right? That's the most important thing, cash flow. Secondly, you can see, if you get pre-bookings, you can see what's happening and when it's happening, right? Like when are your days filling up, etc. And that can allow you to change pricing or do different things, restructure some stuff for the season. Thirdly, if you're going to run OTAs like Viator or Trip Shock or Get Your Guide, which is coming soon, the having rates ready to go in your product live will help you with them, and that could potentially help you kind of snowball you into the season. So like you're getting orders on Trip Shock before the season starts, and then that's just going to boost you up because maybe the other 5 people that you're competing against don't have that and they're not getting orders. So stuff like that you might not think about is important to do. So, and again, just get them in there, get it going. And like when you see these while you're doing it, you can go back to last year and be like, when was I super busy? When was, what were the weeks, what were the days? And then if it works for your business, go and talk to us about dynamic pricing and setting that up, and we'll get that set up for you. Or you can change prices or do whatever. And again, another thing I just read recently was like set up an early bird promo. You know what I mean? Like get your rates in, get stuff going, and then blast out on some Facebook groups or whatever. Like people are planning their spring break, people are planning their summer stuff. I know, my family always has stuff planned before the summer starts. So it's something to think about. And get some money in the door to get ahead. So yeah, and again, reach out to us. We're here to support you. We're here to to bounce ideas off of and really kind of like help you. That's one of the core, our core ethos is helping our partners and being a resource, being leverage us, use us. It's just a quick call can really be beneficial, and we love that. Okay, rates done. We're going to round it out with your digital presence, right? So this is just like, this is how people find you outside of the purchase situation, which is, it obviously includes our booking portal, but I'm discussing this in the context of website, social, Google My Business, blah, blah. Super important, obviously. And a new thing that we have released is free WordPress websites. If you're a new operator, or you don't like your Wix website, or you don't like whatever your old person's website is, or it's a pain in the ass to get changes, etc. We have free WordPress websites for our WaveRez partners. They look really cool. This is one right here. This is our demo one. So it's very simple and templated in terms of how it works, but it works on mobile really well. It's set up to work with your booking portal out of the box. Everything is clean. It's super fast. You can add and update some blocks. It's going to have Google in there. You can do blogs and events and different stuff like that. So it's really, really clean, really simple, and just can get spun up quickly. And the best part is it's free, and a lot of the data is pulled directly from your WaveRez account. So it's not like reams of adding data in there. It's already built out in a lot of ways. So if you're interested in that, or you're getting extorted by Fair Harbor or something, you can reach out to us and get a website. But let's backtrack to the basics again, right? So website is going to be the same thing as your listings. Like, it's not fun to hear, but it's like, go through and check out, is stuff working? Are links broken? Is stuff misspelled? Are your phone number, your email, your address, your business hours, is everything right? Just spend an hour, look through it all, and make sure it all works, right? It's very simple, but like, people get pissed when they go and it's like, oh, this phone number doesn't work, or I tried to email this person and it was broken, or this dude told me to park here on his website and it didn't work, or there was a promo code from 3 months ago and it didn't work, or, it's just like little things piss people off. And it's important to just make sure, it's on you to make sure that your stuff is correct and up to date and makes sense and is easily navigable, etc. So again, if you're like, oh, I don't really want to do that, like just write me an email and be like, hey, can you just spend a little bit of time, look through my website and just do whatever, I'm happy to do that. So and then we can chat about it. So again, just reach out, and then tracking. Again, this isn't very fun, but make sure that you have Google Analytics tracking in your website and Facebook pixels. It's just so important, and it's not important for now or even for a month from now, but it's important for down the road when eventually you want to use that data to do a bunch of, do important stuff down the road. Whether or not you think you're going to, just get it in there, because it takes 20 minutes to set it up, and then it's good to go, and it's going to capture all that stuff, and then we can look at it down the road. All right. And so speaking of Google, the last thing I'm going to discuss here with digital presence is Google My Business. So everyone has that set up, right? You better. And so when's the last time you checked it? That's another question. I know I need to go check the one for WaveRez, frankly. Although the WaveRez one isn't going to get as much burn as your guys's, being local and stuff like that. But people, like, even if you search for a literal company, right, much less like pontoon boat rentals, they're gonna see this. And I can speak for myself. I don't even click on this if I'm doing something. I'll click on the website from Google. So you need to make sure this is all set up, your links are right, make sure, again, your phone number is right, your address is right, your hours are right, all that sort of stuff. Go log into your Google My Business stuff and make sure everything is correct. Your social is there. Check if the photos look good and add some if you have them, etc. Just go give it 10 minutes or 20 minutes of your time, and you'll be able to, set it and forget it and move into the season. But this is where people are really doing stuff. Like, this is a big, big deal in terms of people actually interacting and buying from you and getting to your website. This is like the gatekeeper, right? So if you don't have this organized, or God forbid you don't have a link or what have you, you don't even know what you're missing out on, right? And with that being said, is like, go before the season starts, go and leverage your network, which is your friends, your family, whoever, and get reviews. Like, go send them a link that says like, hey, can you give us a good review? It really helps our business, right? And maybe that's only 10 reviews, but if you get 10 reviews in over the course of a week, it can really kind of boost you up before the season, get some fresh reviews in there. And maybe you want to go and email your past customers and send a 10% discount code or something, asking for a review. If we did a good job, leave us a review and get a discount code. I don't know, but you can think about something like that, where it's like, before the season starts, get some fresh reviews in there. And because it's super easy. We've done it. Like, it's not very difficult, and it can definitely help. Additionally, another thing that I will say is, with regards to reviews, is like, go in and respond to your reviews. So some people don't even know you can do that, but like, take 20 minutes out of your week each week as you go through the season, and just respond to your reviews, whatever it is, negative, positive, whatever. Just, if it's positive, thank you so much for joining us, whatever. If it's negative, explain the problem. It's important for two reasons. One, it's huge for conversions. People see that and they're like, oh, this person actually gives they care about their business, right? They're responding to reviews. They're providing answers and reasons, why stuff went wrong or why stuff was great. Like, thank you. They care about you as a customer. And two, more technically, Google cares that you care. Like, the more that you interact with your Google My Business page and the reviews, the more they kind of provide you love. And I don't have the details on this as far as like actual statistics, but it's important to be like, Google will know that that your business is active, you're in good standing, and they're whatever they do in their little, their technology backend stuff, it's gonna help you. So that is another important note that I will end on there, is like, go get some reviews and then respond to your reviews. And that's a wrap on this. So on like the actionable part of this. But again, like I want to make it very clear, we very much want to speak with our operators, with people looking to get into the, into the water sports industry. If you're a new company, we want to help people be able to make more money and provide that awesome experience for their customers, right? Like that's what we're here for. That's what you're doing. We want to make it. We're not going to replace hard work in a great organized business and good employees. We don't think that, but we want to help you. We want you to leverage our technology and our knowledge to help with that. And so, a couple calls or emails or whatever, like that, they can go a long way. Like email me once a month and ask me a question, whatever. Give me a call, give Greg a call, our support, get with our support team if you have questions, etc. Just make sure to reach out because, and obviously, before the season is critical because then you can get this stuff done, set up and organized, and you feel confident going into the season that all your information is right. Right. So I just want to make that abundantly clear. And, so just please reach out, get in touch. And, if you're new, same thing. If you're seasoned, same thing. We just have a lot of resources to provide to people. So I just want to, harp on that. And so, okay, we're into the Q&A here. Did pretty good on time. Don't see if Greg joined here. Oh, it's okay. Greg is under Tammy, it looks like. Got it. Okay, so, well, does anyone have questions? That's first and foremost. That was a lot to go over. Like I said, I will be sending a recap email, and this is recorded, so you can check back in for whatever. Any questions for me, for Greg, for the support team? Feel free to drop in here, and we'll give it a few minutes. Greg's also releasing a new book soon, which is going to be awesome, about OTAs. So he'll have updates on that on his LinkedIn. So we really live and breathe this stuff, and we want to help you guys. So that is that's if anything else, that's the main takeaway around this webinar is just getting in touch with us and leveraging that. Is an opportunity the same as a new product listing and or a subcategory? Thanks, Eli. Appreciate that. All right, John. So opportunity the same as a new product listing or a subcategory. So I guess when I use the word opportunity, yeah, it would be a new product listing, right? Like your categories are going to be, you can add category. You're going to have your categories, right? Like if you do, say you do rentals, tours, boat rentals, like kayak rentals and boat tours. Those could be 3 different categories, right? Or they could just be, this is what we offer, but you can set it up with categories. But yeah, I think opportunity in the context of this presentation would be add a new product be able to add a new the way I was describing is like be able to add a new product with utilizing your same equipment and your same employees. So you're not adding cost, you're just adding a different structure to the product in a creative way. Nick, no questions from you? Come on. Oh, got it. Okay. Thanks, Nick. Yeah, no, it's not a tab. It would just be like you would just go and build a new product. And then, yeah, the categories is a tab. So for the category selection, you would actually go into site system setup configurations and click use categories and then build out the different trip categories that you want and add the photos. But for opportunities, it would just be build out another product and provide that. Yeah, so down the pipe, Tammy is requesting, or probably Greg. It's confusing. So upcoming for this year, we have a ton of cool stuff. So we have one of the biggest things that's coming up is waivers, internally, an internal waiver system that's going to be better than anything I've seen out there. And you know, kudos to our team on the design and the thought process. It's going to be so good. So that's coming soon-ish, Q2, I believe. And so that's like one of the biggest things, and it's going to be great. And another huge thing is the back end redesign. So this whole back end, it will be similar in the context of usability, but it's just going to be cleaner, better, and have more functionality with a whole bunch of new features that is going to really kick ass and just make people be able to do a lot more with regards to their customers and their views, and you know, have their employees be able to see different things in better view structures. So we're super excited about that. We have Get Your Guide integration coming very soon. So another OTA, and again, you know, get those rates in so you can get your OTA set up. Go to Get Your Guide, get that set up if you're interested in having another channel. That'll be all set up. So, you know, it'll be like our Viator integration where it's all automated in terms of availability. Overnight reservations is coming soon. So that's going to be, you know, important for anyone who is on, you know, a lake or does multi-day rentals to people that you know, that in that environment. That's coming soon. What else, Greg? What else do we have? There's a lot. There's a lot coming. It's going to be an incredible year. Oh yeah, the crew feature. So our crew feature is going to be updated and be really really mint. I don't where did we go here? Manage crew, obviously. This feature is going to be built out to have more functionality than it's had in the past, and really allow you to schedule crews for your trips and have them, you know, like okay it and get back to them, etc. Oh yeah, so we're gonna do. I'm not going to go into crews any further. The order billing links, yes. Right. So new payment gateway with Fluid Pay, which will be cool. And then the ability to send invoices, correct, John? Cool. Cool. And other things. I mean, that's the thing, is we're always iterating, and we always want to talk with people about you know, what they need. What can we do for you to make your experience better and be able to you know, grow your business and be more profitable. Yeah, pay by text, pay by QR code. That's coming down the pipe. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. And so, and again, I'm going to wrap it here. And I did want to just mention finally that, you know, this is going to be a monthly webinar, and I would love to have it dictated by our users, right? So if you have ideas or you have things that you want us to talk about, or even like specific feature sets that you want to go in depth on, like this is a big start to just kind of discuss the monthly webinar, discuss some feature updates, and really talk about this season, which where we want everyone to be killing it, and we're really excited about it. But you know, these future webinars can go into detail on specific parts of the product or features that you want to learn more about, or we can get guest speakers on here. I can have Greg come on and talk about something specific. So if you have ideas, please reach out and send them to me. And again, reach out to us and the support team and for any questions or help. And so that is it. And I'm going to stop it here. And I want to say thank you very much for attending this. And we look forward to 2025. So let's get it. Take care, guys.